Today we are working on a 1999 Dodge Ram 2500, the 5.9 liter V8 Magnum. This is a heater core replacement, which is located behind this dash. So in order to access that, you have to pull the dash back. It might seem hard, but it's relatively easy. The dash has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 upper bolts holding it on. Those are all 8mm sockets. So you have to pull those all off. Then underneath, there's the 2 kick panels here. This truck doesn't have them. It's a work truck. You pull them back after you pull the kick panel down here off, which is usually 4 Phillips head screws. You have a lower bolt here, and you have one over there. On top of that, you have to pull back this cover, and you'll see 2 bolts on either side. You have to remove those 2. You also have to take this cover piece off and remove just the 2 bolts that are holding on the steering column. In the 3rd gens, there's 4 bolts, and the 2nd gen there's only 2, which is pretty nice, and it's all simple. I would also unplug the plug that's in here, you'll see later in the video. And from there, you pretty much can just pick this up and pull it back, and you'll see the heater core, which is right there. So first things first, obviously, is disconnect your battery. You always want to disconnect your battery when you're working on any vehicle. It's common sense. You know, obviously you don't want to get electrocuted, shocked, or have an airbag blow up. Secondly, just to give you a show, these are the 2 heater core pipes. They go into there. So just a quick tip: when you get to the heater core, you couldn't disconnect the hoses, but I mean it's a shitty heater core. Just get rid of it. So all you have to do is hack the 2 pipes down, and you can just pull them straight out the dash, and then you can just disconnect them out here, and you just pull the heater core right out. So just get a hacksaw, just cut them right off. Don't worry about disconnecting them, trying to fiddle them back through. And you obviously put the new one in, stick them through, and connect it, and you're good to go. So right now I'm going to disconnect the bolts that are down here. These are 13mm sockets. And I'm going to go ahead and get the one down over there. I'm going to take this candle off, like I said, and get the 2 in here. We'll go from there. Okay, so just real quick, I did the 2 side bottom bolts first, and obviously I didn't take them out all the way. I do that just so when I take the top ones off, that they're not, a ton of pressure on those little bolts, because those are going to be a pain in the ass to get out. And so at least I'll have this so the dash won't fall on me when I'm working on the last one. So bring up the cover. The cover is 2 Phillips head screws or 2 7mm sockets. Gets it out. And then you get these 2 side bolts out here and here. Those are 10mm. This is the plug I was talking about. I mean, I would unplug it just because this dash is going to lift up and move. And you don't really want this, getting pulled along, You might as well unplug it. It's an important plug. I don't know how it does. But, it's there. So let's stand over there. So next we're going to take off the steering column, so that's hanging down. And then we'll take off the top bolts, which are supposedly 5 8mm, but we'll find out. So, and then under here, these are 4 Phillips heads. This varies from truck to truck, as I've seen on some other people's trucks that they say they have T20 torque screws. I'm sure this has been taken off multiple times on this truck, so they replace it with normal Phillips. So that comes off, and then you got your 2 steering column bolts from there. Something I forgot to mention before, you're going to want to take this off. This is just 2 Phillips head screws, or 3. And then the parking brake is just a little piece in here. You just flick it down and you pop this piece off, and that's it. Quick recap while I'm waiting for my radiator core. To get to here, like I said, it's 4 bottom bolts, the 2 on the sides, the 2 in the middle, the 2 on the sides are 13s, the 2 in the middle are 10s, and then the top 5 8mm screws. And then from there, you then drop your panel over there, which is either a T20 torque screw or Phillips head screws. And then you have your 2 steering wheel screws, which are, I think they were also 13s. They could have been 7/16s, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure they were 13s. What you do with that, put your truck in drive so that the shifter stays a little lower, like that. And then, like I said, he literally just picks up like that and just comes over. It's not, there's nothing else to it, no trick. It'd be easier for 2 people because you have 2 people lift and pull over as far as you'll go. And then just bungee it so it sits. Okay, so I got the panel dashboard hooked up by a bungee cord here. I had light going last night, but I encountered a little rat's nest. That's why it's wet in there right now. So I decided I didn't want to deal with it till this morning, just in case there was an animal or whatever in there. Which there wasn't, but you never know. So that's the heater core right there. Pretty easy. The third generation's the heater core's actually in this box, so there's a lot more of a process to get it out from here. But for these, it's right there. So you come to two options here. You can A, cut the pipes, like I said, and pull them through, or you can B, cut the pipes, not pull them through, pull the heater core out, get the new heater core, cut the pipes exactly where the old ones were cut, put it in, and then run a hose over it and connect it via radiator hose for that size. Doing that would save you probably another 2 hours of labor. If you don't want to do that, if you want to go with option A and do everything right, well, I mean, not do everything right, but at least have all new hoses in, these new lines, then you're going to have to loosen this box. Some people say to remove your windshield and replace it, but like, I'm just trying to get heat in my truck. I'm not trying to go through an entire process like that. Like, come on, guys. Seriously. So, here's your ECU. You pull this off. This truck, funny enough, doesn't have AC. So there should be an AC condenser here, and the two hoses go through right there, and then that's the little leak spot for the actual evaporator inside. But like I said, this doesn't have it, so this is a little easier. So you have to take this bolt off. That would be the AC condenser be on this too. So you'd pull the AC condenser and get that bolt. And like I said, you pull this off. Phillips head screws 1, 2, 3. And then there's 2 more bolts back there. And then the whole box should be loose. I think someone said there's more bolts on this side. But I mean, you gotta like... Apparently one guy said there's a clamp in there somewhere you gotta dig in and find. It's pretty pain in the ass, so that's why I said I'm gonna wait for my father to come home, because it's his truck. If it was my truck, I'm cutting the hoses and doing the rubber piece, because this is about to be a nightmare, because I've already done this on my truck and it's kind of a nightmare from this part. So there's that. It's not really a nightmare, more or less. It's just more time that I don't really feel like using. So this is a ground wire. You gotta make sure you put that back on. That's crucial. So yeah, I'll let you guys know. We'll be back. Okay, so I got this Rockwell hacksaw. I'm gonna see if you guys can watch me do this or not. Let's see. Shit, so clearly I didn't empty the radiator fluid, as you can see. Kind of an asshole for that one. It's leaking pretty fast. I'm gonna take care of that. Well, by the time I went to go get anything, it had already stopped, so I'm gonna go for round 2 with the other one. Hopefully it doesn't fucking leak too. Hopefully this one don't leak. Yeah, it leaked a little bit more too, but whatever. I'll clean it all up. Fuck. Alright, well, I just got back from the store and picked up these. Of course, the smaller size had a pack of 4 for the same price as one of these, so I had to get 2 of those. And then I got a foot of pipe. I think it was like 5/8 thick bulk radiator hose. Yeah, this was $1, $1.20 I think. So, I mean, these were $2.50. This is $1.20. I think in total it was $6.50 for everything, the tax and all that shit. So those are the 2 pipes right there. Cut. I'm gonna sand them a little bit so that they don't cut into the pipe, because I mean they cut my finger a little bit. So they're pretty sharp. And then I'm just gonna get the old radiator core and put it with the new one and match them up. Cut it with this guy, and we'll put it in and be done. We'll put the dash back together. It saves me 3 hours of an extra labor that I don't need to do. Really don't know what this is a Rockwell Sony crafter. My dad used it for tiling, but you can get metal blades for it, a bunch of different cool blades for it. This thing, in my opinion, is a million times better than a Sawzall. It's more nimble. It's not going to break as easy. A little cleaner. So, yeah. Alright. What's up, guys? 3rd day here. First day was rat's nest. 2nd day, the heater core we had was the wrong one. So we had to wait for this guy to get shipped in. So, like I said, the new ones swivel, which is nice. The old ones were welded together or soldered, so you couldn't really move them. So that's nice to get it back in. But like I said, we're going to be cutting this. So, I mean, I'm just going to go like that. And then measure them out. Bang and bang, you know. Make little marks. And then I'll cut them, and we'll go from there. The only difference is that these stick out a little more because of these swivel pieces. But that shouldn't be a big deal. I'm going to cut them a little longer just so we're safe. And then we're going to go stick it in. So then we'll stick it in there. See if I get the camera down here. Stick it in there. I just finished filing those down. Soft metal, so it files pretty easily. So those are nice and smooth now. And then the hose, I'll cut the size and heat up with my heat gun so it slides on easier. And like I said, we'll stick this in, clamp on both sides, and should be golden. The only difference is, which kind of annoys me, is this doesn't have the foam around it like this one does. This one has a lot of foam, and this one doesn't have any of that. But I mean, it's a little wider, so it sticks in and holds itself. But I mean, it's just a surprise. You know, things are getting cheaper, I guess, these days. Cut these now. Little marks. Alright, so that's that. Those are cut now. File those down. File these. This is just a chainsaw file, so I really only go one way with this because, you know, you're just trying to smoothen it out. Like I said, pretty smooth metal. That side's done. Alright, we'll see how it fits. Okay. Take this off. So I don't know if you can see or not, but that's in there now. So obviously, like I said, I made them a little longer than I needed to. So I'm gonna sit here and place it up, then take real measurements with marker, and we'll go from there. Okay, so that's it in place now. And like I said, from here, I'm just gonna heat up 2 hoses and stick them on, clamp them on, and then we're done. Putting everything back together, and I'm calling it a day. So as you can see, a lot easier than having to, you know, people say cut this, people say remove the windshield, you gotta move this box. It's a pain in the ass. This is easy. It's a quick shortcut. Alright, so I got a 5 1/4 inch length and a 3 1/2 inch length. Those are the 2 lengths I ended up getting. So I'm gonna pull the heater core out, stick the 2 lengths on, and then we'll go from there. Heat them up, put them on. The lengths go from bend to bend. There's 2 bends. There's the bend there and there's the bend there. So from both bends it should go the whole length. So the whole top piece will be clamped and held together pretty firmly. So, yep. Alright, well, that's it. Bolted back on. All the clamps are on. The ground is back connected. That probably took 20 minutes to do. Only because the pipes were kind of a bitch because it's cold out. If you have a heat gun, I would definitely suggest using it because heating them up definitely made it slide on a lot easier. But I mean, that's it. Both clamps are clamped on. It's radiator hose, so it's allowed to get hot. And the heater core is in. There was no moving of the box, no having to take my windshield off, having to rip this piece. So now all I'm going to do is put the dash back together, and we'll run it, make sure it works, and go from there. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Real quick while I'm tightening these back up, you actually never have to take these out, the bolts, because you pull it back and you slide it up and it slides right off. So like I said, you just loosen these first, and then you would take the top bolts off and go from there. But I mean, that just took 2 seconds and the dash is back. So go from there, like I said. Alright, so 15 minutes later, it's all back together. It does produce some nice heat, very hot, no leaks. That down there is from before when I didn't drain the antifreeze out. You really don't have to if you don't care about leaking some. So like I said, this probably took a total of 2 hours to do everything, and that's including driving to go pick everything up. I mean, pull the dash, cut the pipes, pull it out, measure, cut the new pipes, stick it in, stick the hoses on, clamp them. I mean, it's not much. It's pretty simple, and it's gonna save you close to $1,000 if you ever had to do this. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty much step by step like I showed you in the videos, and you're gonna have heat in your truck in less than 3 hours for however much the heater core costs plus whatever. I mean, $200 versus $1,000. I'll take any day of the week, but I don't even think it was that much. So good luck, guys.